When was the last time that somebody around you mentioned reusability? Probably not too distantly from now, and let's face it, it's a big deal in our world today. Saving the wildlife that lives around us and ensuring that our planet can be passed down safely to the next generation should be the #1 concern in all of your minds. Even if you don't think that there's much you can do to prevent the collapse of our ecosystem, I'm here to tell you that you should be using one of these things. They come in all shapes and sizes and cater to each and every individual user. These things are easy to store anywhere conveniently, and I guarantee that there is a place for them in your possession. Most will fit snugly in your pocket without problem, and certainly get the job done when it comes to taking a sip of that sweet, sweet beverage. And on top of all of that, this will even slightly make up the fact that you are likely drinking out of a one-use styrofoam or cardboard cup. The only optional upkeep required to keep using these things is the occasional wash, and this is mostly just done by flushing water through it. Don't just take my word for it though, because this is scientific fact, and I've decided to go out into the world to prove it. And with that, let's move over to the interview corner. And I'm your host, Ryan Skis. Let's get into it. To start my journey, I met up with some of our most respected local straw scientists. This is Ian Chance, a failed vegan and believer in the finer things in life, such as the fulfillable goal of not dying a slow heat death in a world of pollution. Ian will be joining me as cameraman, co-host, and interview grief counselor. Ian hopes to help spread the word of reusability through the rigor of face-to-face campaigning. And this is Jackson. He's a lifelong hipster and honestly doesn't care about anything. He's here because he thought it would be fun to approach strangers asking about straws, and I wasn't in any position to say no to that. Jackson will be joining our crew as the local nuisance, and I'm not entirely sure whether or not he hopes to spread the word of the straw. And finally, Andrew. Andrew is a self-proclaimed Jason Derulo fan. He requested that no further information be shared about himself. Okay, Andrew. We quickly got to work parading around town in search of people to interview. We needed answers. And while progress may have started out slow, we quickly got into the groove of things. Do you know anything about reusable straws?
I'm not really sure.
This is a school video.
All right. I think that you could go to the service desk and they would let you know.
I mean, would you ever consider using one of these?
I actually have some.
Oh, you have some? What do you think of this?
Not all day, so it's a good straw, buddy.
Good straw. All right, thank you. Would you ever use a reusable straw?
Not necessarily, no.
Alright, yeah. So, do you use plastic straws?
Yes.
Oh, would you consider using a metal straw for, instead of reusable?
Is he selling
reusable
metal?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Do you use plastic straws?
Yes.
What do you think of this straw?
I wouldn't use this straw.
What do you think of this?
That's,
No, not that.
okay. What is this?
It's a reusable straw.
You know, I think these are actually kind of deadly. I just read an article about a month ago about a woman in the UK who fell down and this went through her eye socket.
Cut. At the end of the day, we found that most locals would rather have nothing to do with these. And that's okay, because their opinions are useless. What matters is that a small minority were open to the idea or even already owned some. And after a long day of campaigning, We settled down for some ice cream, but only because Ian wouldn't stop asking.
No, cheers. Okay.
Well, it certainly is hard to dispute such serious real-world evaluation. With infinite reusability, convenient carrying, and a massive selection pool to ensure that you find the right straw for yourself, I'd say it's worth the occasional cleaning session to have one of these around to do your small part in the battle against corporate big cheese determined to destroy our world. So, perhaps you yourself should invest in one of these straws. I, for one, give it a 10 out of 10 review score. And I'm sure the turtles will thank you too.
Okay.
You can get in.
Yes.
I never get hugs.
Let's be awkward though. Let's be really awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like,